But first, is anyone else just a little nervous right now? I am. Have you noticed what's happening around the world, yet right under our noses? Whilst we focus here on The Voice and providing a protection racket for Qantas, those who make no secret of wishing us harm are forming the kind of bonds that should make us very on edge. The budding bromance between the leaders of China, Russia, Iran and North Korea is terrifying. On their own, they are all capable of doing very bad things. But together, the prospect is chilling. The world should be on notice. We have never needed stronger leaders amongst our allies than right now. The strongest we've got? America. Once a revered superpower, now led by a man who can't stay awake or, at the best of times, upright.
Of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. Los Angeles and what am I doing here?
And this isn't being mean, by the way. I feel really sorry for him. He's clearly unwell. But my empathy for him is usurped by my desperate need for a world where peace is prominent. As General Jack Keane said on the Bolt Report last night, America's ability to win a war against China alone is essentially non-existent.
The United States is military superpower globally, able to project power all over the world. But when we get within about 1,500 miles of China, China outguns us and outmans us. That's a fact.
If Biden does the right thing and steps down or is forced to go, it ain't getting any better. Enter Kamala Harris, who this week declared her readiness to take on the top job.
Every vice president understands that when they take the oath, that they must be very clear about the responsibility they may have to take over the job of being president. I am no different.
And I'll bring you some of her highlights with Lara Trump a little bit later on. I'm not being mean here either, but she is nowhere near capable of leading the free world. Could you imagine? Say what you like about Donald Trump, and even if it is because other world leaders think he's crazy and somewhat unhinged, his ability to control dangerous dictators is the best we've seen in a long time. It's a tough balance, diplomacy. Speak softly and carry a big stick and all of that. Confirmation this week that our Prime Minister will visit China this year. Albanese must represent our country and what it stands for without compromising our values or weakening the hardline stance we've taken on China in the past. It was tough standing up to them, but it mattered. Now, dialogue also matters. The more conversation, the better, I think. When the talk stops, the wars begin. We've seen it happen far too many times. Xi Jinping isn't at the G20 meeting in India. There's speculation it's a direct snub of the US president. They say he's also under pressure back home in China. Economic woes, rising youth unemployment, that the Leaders' Council there have put him on notice. A dictator under pressure to unite a country, to win back support. I wonder if taking back Taiwan, as the CCP refers to it, might help. The threat of war in our region has never been greater. And if our politicians aren't investing every possible second into preventing it and cent we have to spare into preparing for it, they are letting us all down, including Indigenous Australians. We are a divided nation when it comes to the voice, yes. But it would be much worse if we were a united one because of war.